I don't have time for nonsense. What they say about me in the blogs, it don't matter what they say. God keeps blessing me. It don't matter what you say. You got to know who you are and whose you are. And that God of mine ain't gonna let nothing happen to me.
Quit worrying about the chatter, the negative comments. Those are all distractions. Doesn't matter how good you are, kind, upstanding, somebody's not going to like you. It happened with Jesus. It says in 1 Peter, even though he had never sinned, he did not retaliate when he was insulted. How much more peace you would have if you would start leaving your cases in the hands of God.
The mind is the battleground. The fight is in your mind. So I want to challenge you to waste no more effort wrestling with other people. Your destiny is not predicated on the decision of someone else. You've wasted too much of your life trying to change other people's mind about you. It doesn't matter what they think about you. God is not going to bless you by their opinion. God is going to bless you by how you see yourself.
You don't have to try to pay people back, convince them to change their mind. Some people are never going to be for you. They don't want to see your point of view. Quit worrying about what they think. I'm not going to spend my life worried about what somebody's saying, upset because they don't like me. God, I know you're my defender. When they try to make you look bad, He'll turn it around and cause you to look good. If you're consumed with what other people think, I've got to convince them to believe in me, then you'll get distracted and miss your destiny. People can dislike you without a cause. It'd be one thing if they knew you and didn't like you, but they judge you from a distance. Are you going to get offended and try to straighten them out and get involved in a battle that you're not supposed to fight? One of the best things we can learn to do is ignore it. That's how you leave it in the hands of God. The higher you go, more people will come against you.
And so as more people love you, more people hate you. They both grow up together. The bigger your life gets, everything comes up at the same pace because it creates an opportunity for envy.
Everybody loved you until you got that promotion. What the best strategy is to get even? Be still.
The only way to avoid it is to stay down. If you lay dead, even the animals won't bite you. And you have to decide, are you so concerned about being bitten that you're willing to spend the rest of your life laying dead? Or is there something pumping down inside of you that says, bite me or not, I'm getting up?
What people think about you and the possibilities for your dream is none of your business.
I'm going to do all I can do, even if it risks you hating me. I'm going for it.
God said in Jeremiah, I will defend you. Can you imagine having the creator of the universe defending you? You don't have to try to prove to people who you are. It's your case, but the battle is the Lord's. Can I tell you, He's never lost a case. Your job is not to change people's mind. Your job is to run your race. When you know who you are, you won't live in this proving mode, getting your value out of what they think. Them validating you is not going to move you towards your destiny. Your destiny is not contingent on them liking you. Anytime we're trying to prove something, the root cause is insecurity. It's very freeing when you understand you have nothing to prove. Be the best you that you can be. Who said you don't look good? Who said you needed to be taller, more creative? Don't believe those lies. Quit competing and run your race. You may impress people. Praise from people just feeds our ego. We should live to impress God. You have to get your value from who you are and not what you do. I wonder how many times we're trying to prove something and the person is not even paying attention. When we're trying to prove to people to feed our ego, That's a dead-end street. Who are you trying to impress? Come out from under that pressure. What people think about you doesn't determine your destiny. Don't live for people's applause, live for God's applause. When you understand, if God is pleased with you, it doesn't really matter what other people think about you. They didn't breathe life into you. Why are you spending time and energy trying to impress that neighbor? They don't control your destiny. They can't stop what God has purposed for your life.
Anytime God answers your prayer, there are always opposing factors that make success not taste successful.
Everyone is not going to celebrate your success. All your friends won't be happy when you get that promotion, when you get engaged. The favor on your life will stir up the jealousy, the envy in certain people. You have to pass the test of overlooking insults, ignoring what people are saying. They wouldn't be talking if you weren't making a difference. Let God take care of those that are trying to make you look bad. You have to be okay with them not being okay with you. Your time is too valuable to worry about what people think about you. Don't look to people, look to God. You don't need their approval, you have Almighty God's approval.
See, you talk too much about your success, you need to shut it down. But because you announce everything to everybody, you further jeopardize the opportunity that the Lord is affording you.
You know who gets jealous when you succeed? Small-minded people. Instead of believing that what God did for you, He can do for them, they start criticizing. They think God's favor is limited. They don't realize what He's done for you, He can do for them. If you can't celebrate people that are ahead of you, that's going to limit how high God will take you. Keep dreaming, keep being good to people, and God will take care of the persecutors, the jealous people, the opposition. The blessing on your life is greater than any force that's trying to hold you back. When people don't accept you, don't take it personally. It's not about you, it's about the favor that God's put on you. With great favor comes great haters. When you see great blessing, soon a family member will get jealous. Stay on the high road. Don't pay attention to jealous, small-minded people.
You got to make it happen, or it's not going to happen. You got to get up off your hind parts, or nothing is going to happen in your life.
Just go follow your dream, man. Go make your life happen. Quit tripping because you don't have what a group of people told you you need to be successful. Quit letting people tell you the route to success when clearly God created you to be different. Quit tripping because you don't have what He got. You ain't finna be what He is. God made you different. You ain't got to be like everybody else.
I believe that Dr. Peel was right. Always strive to get on top in life because the bottom is overcrowded. I believe if you do what is easy, your life will be hard.
It's easy to fit in and do what everyone else is doing. But God did not create you to be common. Everyone at work may be complaining. That's common, but that's not you. People around you may have a small vision. It's common, but that's not you. You're a person of excellence. You do the right thing when no one is looking. That's the kind of people God rewards. People that don't lower their standards. He's looking for people that go against the grain. When you make this decision to not fit in, then you will see uncommon favor, uncommon breakthroughs, uncommon victories. Don't let society squeeze you into its mold. Don't let that thinking rub off on you. Stand out in the crowd. Don't sink down to their level. Set a new standard.
How you gonna show power if you're not up under attack? How you gonna show resistance if something's not trying to pull you over? Resist, resist. Stop being neutral and stop being indifferent. Resist. Take a stand and resist.
You know, courage mounts up, and then sometimes we have the doubts that creep in, and we reach a little deeper to find that courage that overcomes our doubts and our fears. Courage to do what you didn't think you could do. The courage to step into territory that might be a little unfamiliar. The courage to talk to somebody you don't know. Courage to stand up when it's sort of dark in your corner. The courage to do it when it isn't going your way, seemingly.
Be strong and very courageous. Be strong and very courageous. Be strong and be of good courage. Be strong and possess the land.
Don't wait anymore. Don't think anymore. Don't plan anymore. Don't contemplate anymore. Don't make any more excuses or justifications. Don't rationalize anything else. No and no. Instead, be aggressive. Take action now. And what is the first action that you need to take? Take the step. Step aggressively towards your fear. And that step towards your fear is the step into bravery. Because we're scared of what we don't know. And there is only one way to learn and to know, and that is to confront that fear. You have to step. You have to go. And this simple action, this simple attitude, it answers so many questions. How do you change your diet? You step, you go. You step, you go. How do you overcome fear of failure or fear of success or fear of fear itself? You step.
Face everything and rise. That's what a few people will do. The ones who will face everything and run, they've already gone to look at television and constant negative news and other drama stuff and go to bed fearful tonight. They won't even get a good night's sleep. This is for people that are positive, that are motivated, and that are hungry. I can't say this enough. Work on your mind. Listen to things that empower you, that builds your spirit, that's got your name on it. Listen, why? Because faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. Oh, I heard it before. No, listen until you're producing the results. If you're not producing the results, you haven't heard it enough. You got to listen till it goes past the conscious mind to the subconscious mind. So you need a coach, somebody that can see what you can't see.
We all have doubts that attack us. We all have small fears that creep in. That is the nature of life. But that's what faith is all about. That's what courage is all about. To serve us when our doubts will not serve us with. Faith to overcome fear and courage to overcome our doubts. That, of course, is the very essence of life itself. Because we all have this warfare going on. In our own body, the warfare between health and illness. The struggle is on. The struggle between light and darkness, the struggle between good and evil. We must drive the dark side of our nature into a small corner and let the positive side flourish. So self-control is certainly necessary to be a strong leader, so that you can become the best example of choosing wise words and not being careless, that kind of control.
That once a person's mind is expanded with an idea, it can never be satisfied to going back to where it was. So some of you are going to experience a breakthrough. Some of you are going to go back and look at your dreams and brush them off. Whatever goal that you have in mind, I want that to be a goal that will challenge you, something that will make you stretch. What is it that you looked at some point in time and you decided that you couldn't do it, that you talk yourself out of it? Whatever it is, bring it back out there. How you're going to do it, that will come to you in due time. You've got to begin to take a look at your life and look at where are you right now? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What gives your life a sense of fulfillment, a sense of joy? What is it that you could love doing 7 days a week? So you don't get in life what you want, ladies and gentlemen. You get in life what you are, not what you want. You see, the good news is that we can always become more by working to develop ourselves. Think about that.
I fought my my way up. I fought to get to work. I fought to stand. I fought to carry on. I fought to live. I fought to get out the bed. I fought with my fears, my anxieties. I fought with haters, liars, backbiters, and betrayers. And many times I laid in the bed. I couldn't go to sleep because I was fighting with myself. I fought.
Some people get it the first time they hear it. And then some folk got to go home and chew on it and think about it and turn it over in their minds. And sometimes it takes a year, 5 years, 8 years. You can't be impatient with the seed coming up because every seed does not come up at the same time. You have to be patient with the soil. You have to tend it. You have to take care of it. You have to make sure that when the seed is ready to be cast, that the soil is ready to receive it.
I ask you to start that same journey. Let your new skills, new disciplines affect all of the rest. 6/7 of our life was to be devoted to labor and work, to produce a good family, to produce an enterprise. That's the essence of life in its best form first, is to be a producer. What is the reason for the seed and the soil and the sunshine and the rain and the seasons of life and its miracle? What's the reason for all of that? Here it is in a nutshell for your notes. To see what you can do with it. We've got books to read and we've got classes to attend and we've got, things to do and things to learn. And if you put it all together, you can have not only your health, but your fortune. Why not see what you can do with what you've been handed? As basic as seed and soil and sunshine and rain. Only God can create the sunshine, the rain, the seasons, the miracle of life. But here's what humans can do. Recreate those components into a harvest by planting the seed, reaping the rewards in the harvest. We call that recreation. To take your hours and your energy and your life and a bit of skill and actually recreate a career, a future, possibilities, fortune, recreate.
I mean, really, how many years ago did you come up with what you could and couldn't do in your life? How many years ago? Most people, if they really look at how they're living their life today, it's based on a set of standards, a set of beliefs that they made choices about 10, 20, 30 or more years ago. I mean, very often we made decisions in our youth or very young about what to believe, about what we were capable of, about who we are as a person, and that becomes the glass ceiling, if you will, that controls us. I'll give you an example. Look at your physical body. Your physical body today is an absolute reflection of only one thing. Not your goals, not your desires, but your standards. Again, the strongest force in the human personality is this need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves.
So when you begin to say, what is it that I want to leave? What contribution that I want to begin to make? What difference do I want to make in life? What chances I need to take? What risks do I need to begin to embrace? What fears do I need to step on? What areas of my life am I dead right now? What dreams? You can either live your dreams or live your fears. You have got to get to a point where you say, I'm sick and tired of living like this. There's got to be more. That's when people go out and strike out on their dreams.
You don't always get your goals, but you always get your standards. Everybody in life gets their musts. They don't get their shoulds. Most people have a list of shoulds, don't they? Don't you have a list of shoulds, things you should do, you should follow through on? I should get into the office earlier. I should be, more confident. Whatever your should list is, when you decide something is a must for you, an absolute must, when you cut off any possible, you say, I'm going to find the way, I'm going to make the way.
Once you see that you're suffering either early consequences or severe consequences, all you have to do now is shut down that route, pick another destination and start going that way with some easy disciplines that day by day gather momentum, and now one success leads to another, leads to another. All disciplines affect each other. What's interesting about success is starting a new discipline, a couple of new disciplines, and sure enough, once you've gained just a little bit of success in a couple of new disciplines, it'll inspire you to clean up the rest. Each lack of discipline affects the rest.
You work on your mindset. You read 30 to 40 pages of something positive every day. You can't help but change. I'm an assassin. I'll kill every negative, mediocre cell in your body. You were born for greatness, not to be a victim. No, life happens to everybody. Everybody. And no one escapes it. It's called unavoidable suffering. Life is difficult. So work on your mind. I work on my mind every day. Every day I work on it. There's a calling on your life. And you're greater than your circumstances. You're greater than anything that has ever happened to you.
Indecision is the thief of opportunity. If you don't decide what you're going to do today, the day could get away and you're not very effective. Don't start the day until you have it finished. Is it possible to finish the day before you start it? And the answer is yes. If you don't finish it, the day escapes. And in the morning you say, let's see, what should I do now? In the afternoon you say, hey, time's getting away from me. What should I do now? And now most of the day is lost. Most of the day escapes not being utilized simply because you didn't make those decisions early, at the early part of the day. The decisions we make in the early part of our life sometimes last for a lifetime. If you neglect them and don't make them, sure enough, the time passes. And the opportunity sometimes is diminished, and sometimes you spend a lot of time now catching up simply because you didn't make those early decisions. So it's the decisions at the first of the day, it's the decisions at the early part of the month, it's the decisions at the early part of the year that greatly determines what kind of year you're going to have. The decisions you make at the first chance you see opportunity, those decisions. Then we need decisions to correct poor decisions, to overcome our mistakes. It's possible, of course, for all of us to make unwise decisions. At the end of a few years, we say, that decision cost me too much. Cost me a lot of time, cost me a lot of money. But as long as you're alive, there's still a chance to use new decision power to correct the mistakes of decisions that were bad in the past. All of us have the opportunity to do that, but I think Napoleon was right here too. You've got to be definite in making decisions so that the opportunity doesn't pass you by. Take advantage.
The people that do that, the people that go against the grain, the people who ignore the naysayers, the haters, the people who turn a deaf ear to people telling them what they can't do. Do what you can do. Give it everything that you have. What are you hungry for? Because when we come out of this, our lives will never be the same again. A lot of people are going to be left behind. A lot of people will be devastated. A lot of people will take themselves out. But a few people, those who are able to rise, a few people, the road to life is straight and narrow, but few there be that find it, because few there be that are hungry. You got to go all out. It takes everything in you. You got to feel that you were chosen for such a time as this. This is an appointment, a divine appointment for your dream.
This could be the greatest time you ever live if you control what you focus on, if you find a more empowering meaning, and if you decide to model the actions of those who succeeded before you. It can be the best financial time, the best emotional time, the best spiritual time of your life, but you better take control of your state. And if you think you're going to do it just by today, you're wrong. You're going to need to get yourself some rituals. So you better do the right thing at the right time. And to do that, you better know what season you're in. And to do that, you better learn how to change your state, how to take control of your own conditioning. That's what I live for.
A good leader has definite plans. Your plans to be financially secure. You got to have good plans. One more on plans, and that is the plan for your personal development. The plan to be better this year than last year. The plan to take the classes, do everything you possibly can to show personal progress. Not just financial progress, but the progress of personality, the progress of communication skills, the progress in how to deal with people. You need those kind of plans. A plan for personal growth, personal development, a plan to be all that you can possibly be. Got to have good plans. A good leader has the habit of doing more than what he gets paid for. What an incredible philosophy this is. It's what we call the service that you put out like seeds in the ground that doesn't bring the harvest immediately, but the harvest is yet to come.
There's no secret to success. There's a system to success. The system works if you work it. If you don't work it, it won't work. But it works if you work it. And that's one 4-letter word that most people don't like, that most people won't participate in their own rescue. And there are people who will be presented with an opportunity, who know that they could be laid off at any moment, who know that them keeping their job has nothing to do with how good they are. And yet and still, they'll go to work and have knots in their stomachs, hoping when they open up an email that they have not been told this is your last day. They'll go to work hoping there's not a security guard standing by their desk with a box and say, empty your things in here and take them to the front door and escort them to the parking lot. They go in there hoping it doesn't happen. Why? Because they don't want to do the work. It's an aversion to most people's spirit.